What's up everybody, it's Joe Miller from the Dirty Burfield. This video is how to use a high lift jack. I'm going to do a series of using this awesome tool for wheeling, but today we're going to be talking about how to use it to replace a tire. Okay, so let's say you get a flat, you rip out your valve stem, something happens on the trail and you need to replace your flat tire with your spare tire that you have, right? Always have your spare tire. One of the things you'll need is a ratchet strap for this. The reason for that is because if you try to just jack up your truck from the bumper or your rock slider, all you're going to do is lift up the truck and the body, and the axles will stay on the ground, which is useless for replacing your tire. You can keep going and get it super high until the tire actually comes off, but a much easier and, in my opinion, safer way is if you secure with the ratchet strap your axle housing to the frame rail so that it's a fixed unit. Then when you go ahead and jack up off your bumper or off your rock sliders, as soon as you start lifting up the truck, the axle comes with it and your wheel. So you don't have to jack it up super high. You can just, jack it up to a reasonable height until you can pull off your tire. So that's what we're going to be doing today. It may seem super simple for you and ridiculous to know this, but I just try to go back with these videos and think about things that I wish that I had seen done through video or by someone showing me before I actually had to do it on the trail. For example, the ratchet strap. I know that I was on the trail and the first time I had used one of these, I just had this alone in my truck, and it was a real pain in the ass to swap out my tire because I didn't have the right tools. So a little bit of information beforehand I know is super helpful. So always have ratchet straps. I have two. I recommend carrying at least 2 ratchet straps in your truck, and absolutely get a high lift jack. I'll see if I can find a link to put an affiliate link for this in the comments section. This is a 14-year-old jack. I've literally done zero maintenance. I spray it with liquid film or fluid film, whatever it's called, every once in a while, or WD-40, anything, even a bit of motor oil on it. Sometimes I've used in a jam, but this thing is awesome. It has gotten me out of so many bad situations. It can be used for so many different things, and I'll do more videos on how this can be used. But this particular one, as I said, is just how to replace or how to jack up your truck for pulling off your tire, or maybe you blow a Burfield or something where you need to pull off your wheel and access that area. Okay, let's get to it. One of the things you got to remember when you're putting that strap on is to make sure that you don't actually have it on any of your brake lines. So if you look there, this is where I have it set up, and it might look like it's on stuff, but it's actually pretty good. It's not. Let's see if you can see the frame rail. So it goes up around the frame rail, right? And then it goes down around the leaf spring and underneath the axle. So you just want to reef on that, make sure it's nice and tight. Nice thing about ratchet strap is you can actually like ratchet it down. You can actually get a little more compression out of the spring. You can notice that I'm almost on my overload. So I have it nice and compressed, so that way when we jack it up, it'll actually be as if it's one unit. So when we jack up from the frame, it'll actually lift up the axle and along with it the flat tire. Okay, this is a pin that goes up here, and then now you're ready to lift up. So always remember, up is up, down is down. That's how I remember. And then as you move this down, you'll notice this will go up. Okay, that'll go up, and then the pin slips in there. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then the bottom pin goes up, falls into place. Top pin out and in. Okay, and it kind of caterpillars its way up to the top. Now, if you hit this down, notice how I have my hand around here. If you hit this down, it's gonna fall down to the bottom. And if you have this down, then you can actually just quickly lift this up to get it to the height you need. Now, one of the other things I always like to have on hand is a block of wood. The reason for the block of wood or a piece of firewood or something is so that you can get a better base to jack this up on. We're nice and solid here. But the other reason, which is huge, is that what you'll find, and many of you may have experienced this, is that when you're lifting off your slider on the back of the truck, you actually have a problem, especially with the 60-inch high lift, of this messing up your body work. Okay, obviously I don't care, but on my doors I do. So what I would do, and especially if the truck is off kilter, you might not want, if the truck is off kilter and it's like leaning towards us, then you actually really get into a problem where it's leaning into your body, and you can jack it up till it gets level, and then it's off your body. But it's always nice to have a piece of wood here so that you have just some more options of avoiding body damage. So I'm actually going to use this here so you can see what it's like as if I cared about my truck. And also something to remember is when this is down, you can slide it up. I think I mentioned that. So let's get this under here. Let's put it there. Then I'm doing the pin up. Okay, and that's going to lock it into position. I'm just under it, and now I can kind of go on an angle a little bit. I can put this piece of wood here. Okay, that way it's protecting my body. I could put it on my EXO. Actually, let's do that. Let's pretend you have, no, let's just leave it against the body. That way it's more real. Okay, and now we start going. I'm actually leaning on an angle quite a bit this way, which is a little bit sketchy, but it's actually, you got to remember that as you're lifting the truck up, it's going to level out and move that way a bit. Okay, so as it's leveling out, it's getting away, further away from the truck, so this is actually pretty loose. And up we go. And always hold your handle. You never want to let go of your handle. And always jack it up enough that when your tire is inflated, you can actually get it back on the truck. I mean, you can always come back and jack it up, but. Okay, there we go. You can see that's pretty loose. You can see, I'm not sure if you can see from that camera angle, but this is actually like pretty much straight up and down. So if you notice, it kind of started underneath the truck a little bit. Just try to keep in mind like where the truck is, you know, if you're on the trail, where the angles are and what will happen as you lift it up, because you want to kind of like build that into where you're putting the bottom. Okay, again, another reason why it's nice to have a piece of wood is if you need to level things out or get a better position for this bottom base. Okay, so that now is ready to go. What I like to do when I'm doing this is I actually take my spare tire that I'm putting on, and then I put that underneath the axle housing, so if for some reason this fell out, it's not going to crush you while you're under it. Okay. The other thing to be careful for is to always stay out of this range of motion. I'm just going to show you how you bring this down. Okay, so you actually hit the pin down and keep your hand on the handle. Okay, so this is now in the down position, and now what's actually going to happen is as you lift up, boom, it's going to come back down. And one of the scary things is sometimes if you let go of this like hard, this will actually swing back and the whole thing will like boom, 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 ratchet all the way down. So I'm going to see if I can actually get that to happen so that you can see how freaking sketchy these are. Okay, you ready? That's locked. I'm going to let go. Okay, that's a chiclet remover. So there you have it. Let's go back up. You can imagine if that was happening and your hand was here and it slipped out of your hand, like a lot of damage can be done with the high lift. Thanks for watching, folks. Hopefully that was helpful. To me, it's my giving back to the wheeling community. I had so many people help me out when I was getting started. Hopefully it's helpful for you. Please like and subscribe, and also remember to check comments in the videos for affiliate links. It helps me out a ton. You don't have to buy anything there, but then if you go on to buy something from Amazon, even if it's not from the link, I get a commission on that, and that helps a ton. Have a good one, guys. Peace.